Hi, I am Neeraj Kumar, teacher working at Government High School Langar, Zone Nashara, District Rajouri. Now today I am going to teach students in this video about various resources and their types. So let's start the lesson. First of all, there are two types of resources. First is natural resources, second is human resources. The students will be able to understand various types of resources as such as natural resources. For example, the picture shown in this slide shows that natural resources are, uh, for example, chalk, sand, organic oil, leather, iron, gold, cotton, coal, wood, natural rubber, wool, silk, etc. On the other hand, there is comparison. Man-made materials such as concrete, glass, nylon, paper, synthetic rubber, steel, plastic, rayon, polyester. So, through these examples, students will be able to understand the types of resources as natural and man-made. The things which are provided by nature are called as natural resources, and on the other hand, man-made resources are those resources which are created by man through by using nature. On the basis of origin, there are two types of resources. Student will be learn in this that on the basis of origin there are two types of resources. First is biotic resources and second is abiotic resources. So, biotic resources are those which are obtained from biosphere that having life such as flora, fauna, microorganisms, etc. On the other hand, abiotic resources are those resources which are obtained from non-living things such as rocks, minerals. Uh, in this picture, you can also show students that there is vegetation, water, a panda. On the other hand, abiotic resources are rocks, minerals, and gem such as gold, silver, and diamonds. These are abiotic resources. Students will be able to understand biotic and abiotic resources. Biotics are those who have life, and abiotic are those who don't have life. Now, in this, uh, students will be able to understand on the basis of ownership the types of resources. So first resource is on the basis of ownership individual resources, second is community owned resources, third is national resources, fourth is international resources. So students will be able to understand that on the basis of ownership there are four types of resources. First is individual, for example such as house, car, farm. These belong to individual resources. Second category, which is community, for example, parks, gardens, panchayat, bhavan, etc., belong to community owned resources. Third category is national resources, such as railways, highways, coals, mines, etc., belong to a nation. So these are national resources. On the on the fourth, international resources are those such as oceans, space, etc., which are uh, property of international community. Now, the next division of resources is on the basis of exhaustibility. By looking on the given figures or diagrams, students will be able to understand various types of renewable and non-renewable resources. Renewable resources are those which can renew themselves, such as solar energy, wind energy, water, wildlife, and non renewable resources are those which cannot be renewed after their use, such as petrol, diesel, coal, firewood, etc. So we can also show through the figure to student and compare renewable and non-renewable resources for students, such as renewable resources are solar, biomass, hydropower, geothermal, wind, etc. On the other hand, non-renewable sources are oil, coal, natural gas, nuclear energy, which can be used only once. The next categorization of resources is on the basis of status of development. So in this, there are four types: potential resources, second is developed resources, third is stock resources, fourth is reserve resources. So potential resources are those resources which have potential to fulfill the needs of human beings, but due to lack of technology, these resources are not ready for use. Second categorization is developed resources. These are those resources where technology is developed and everything is ready to use these resources. Third type of resources is stock resources, which we can use in future. Stock means which have we have stocked for future use. And reserve resources and stock resources are almost same terms, which we can use in further future. So on the basis of all the divisions of resources, students will be able to categorize various type of resources, such as natural resources, human resources. On the basis of ownership, they will be able to learn that on the basis of ownership there are some types of resources, four types of resources. On the basis of development, there are four types of resources, and on the basis of exhaustibility, there are two types of resources. So from these, students will be able to understand and learn about the resources and their types very well by looking at the pictures given in this topic. Okay, thank you and have a nice day.